Curtis Cheer.
Hello, guys.
I wanted to bring you in today as you are obviously with your new title. I congratulated you on LinkedIn. I updated mine and it didn't do that little post. I was so annoyed.
Oh, did you not?
I wanted a little like rub from it. I'd be like, hey, he's got a new position. But I think it's because I did it on my phone. I think you need to do it on a desktop and push it forward. Don't know why it didn't work.
I'm not too sure, yeah.
I'm going to contact someone. I'm annoyed by that. But yeah, you are now the head of business development.
Yep.
So you are obviously now leading a team of salespeople throughout the Maverrik journey and getting obviously the clients in and showing them how they can grow and improve their sales with us. So that's probably leading into why I'm talking about how to be a great leader today, which is it's quite one of those flowery topics of being improving yourself and getting better, which I sometimes get along with, I sometimes don't. But I feel like being a great leader is a very important element if you're trying to grow and your sales and your business.
Yes, yeah, totally. I think with being a good leader, it's something that people can almost forget about because they're so invested on doing well for the business, getting the clients in, they almost forget about their own team and obviously pushing that forward. So there's a lot of missed opportunity where you can grow your team by just simple stuff like delegating or even taking the time to work on that growth there.
Sorry, I'm just gonna make you a little bit bigger. You seem quite small down there.
Yeah, no worries.
There you go. Fantastic. Did it on the fly. Keep it going. It's live. Anything can happen. So I feel like being able to communicate your point fluently throughout your team is like a very important element of things because you need to get the entire company process all like noted down, and you need to make sure everyone's on the same page straight away. Which can be a hard topic to do when you've got a larger team, because you're trying to instill all of these directives, all of these goals to a wide audience of people. Yeah,
definitely. It's like with Maverrik ourselves, we've doubled size since COVID, and we're still looking to grow. But
it's even harder because we're obviously remotely as well.
Yes, so. So we want to keep the great culture that we all love and obviously have enjoyed working daily. But like you said, as teams grow, that slowly starts to fizz out, but you have to work on those small efforts to keep that culture so you can keep doing the same practices.
Exactly, and also being able to, if you not take everything on at once, because obviously, we used to do the thing, and now we're teaching other people to do the thing, especially as they're coming in and new and fresh people come in who've never even looked on LinkedIn before, who've never like written a piece of content before, and they've come into obviously the company in Maverrik, and now it's showing them what to do and how to do it in the right way, and also removing some responsibilities from yourself to give to other people. So delegation can be quite an important element of being a leader, because you need to be able to trust the people you've brought in, trust your own instincts of those people, and show them essentially that, okay, this is your task now, I need you to do it, I need you to own it.
Yeah, because I think with the delegation, it works on the two parts. So the leader who's delegating, obviously, it helps them to almost focus on not more important things, but focus on like the bigger picture whilst they're getting other people to do the other tasks.
You can't grow when you're in the mix of things.
Yes, exactly. And then it works on the person that you trust inside, because they know that you've trusted them. It improves their confidence, it improves their drive, because they know actually, well, this leader trusts me to really go for this task. Maybe I can bring other things to the table. So it almost inspires like another
they see the potential in them to like grow, and because a lot of the time it is seeking potential in people, because you can see. I never want to have a team where I put someone in a role they don't want to be in, or someone who I feel they're not growing, because obviously the work itself will suffer, and because you can tell that the person's going to be unhappy. Like a happier person will work harder and better.
Yes.
At the end of the day. So if you see that someone's, even if it's finding a new role for them, which isn't like in the constraints of obviously the company, is how I kind of got into my role in Maverrik, because I used to know, because I keep mentioning how I used to be a CSE and I was terrible at it, which isn't a good way to be, but I changed my role into more of a content-based thing, is because they saw the potential in me to do this side of things. And that is how, then it grow, and then obviously the story, But it is seeking that potential, which can be like a hard thing to do. And having that conversation can be hard too.
Definitely. I think it was the founder of Dyson that says it costs more not to train your team, because obviously essentially when you train your team, they grow and they can do amazing things. But when you don't train your team, like you said, they don't have any growth there. They don't feel happy with the team. They don't see any progression. And then that's when they look for other options. And then you can almost lose that team. And then you're almost taking 10 steps backwards because you haven't taken the time and the effort to grow that person. But a big part of delegation is also leading from the front, where you almost have to be a perfect role model. So it's not just about, as soon as you get the word work, chuck it to the next person straight away.
Yeah.
You almost have to lead first, just to show them, actually, these are the expectations, and if my leader or my boss is doing this as well, this is the right thing to do.
Yeah, I feel like a good leader knows how to do a work and do it well themselves, rather than immediately just pass it on. Like, you don't need to know every little facet of it.
Yeah.
But I feel like the best people in a company are people who have started from the bottom and risen up.
Yes.
Because they know every facet of it. They know like the problems that the floor workers, facing. They know the problem that the manager's facing, and now they know their own problems and all those problems as well. And then they can create a solution which isn't just, focused on one element of a business, which could then be detrimental to the other business.
Yeah.
It's like having that whole insight.
Yeah, definitely. And I also think that the team end up respecting people more like that, because I've worked for big corporate companies as well, where they've either changed something that's so far below them, and they don't know the knock-on effects of that change.
Yeah.
And I work for teams where there's always been talks among them where they're like, oh, actually, I bet this boss has never done such and such.
Yeah,
Even
it could
though
be hard for people
that.
coming into a company without having that history as well. But what in that instance, you need to be able to be humble and say, look, I'm not going to know all these facets of the business, not changing everything to my way, but working with you to make it in the way which suits all of us.
Yeah.
Because I think sometimes a new person will come in and be like, okay, I'm going to just immediately strip away everything and I'm going to lay my own foundations. But when you do that, you can have like that tearing of the team who's like, oh, why is this person coming in now and just destroyed all of this process, destroyed all this parts of the business? And it's like, well, I understand you need to change, but it's how you approach that change, which can be the different factor of how good of a leader you can be.
Yeah, so it's almost just like stepping in other people's shoes for the first instance, just so you can get a clear vision of everything, instead of, because at first, if you try and implement change without having seen the full story, you're going from a very blurred vision and what you expect or what you think is happening. Whereas if you obviously embed yourself into that process, like you said, and literally learn a few, you don't have to learn everything about it, but if you learn a few things, then you're going to be very heavily respected. The choice that you make at the end will be one that's right for you and the other person and the whole team.
Exactly. And also, don't expect to be a great leader straight away. I'm not a great leader currently, because I'm just still trying to learn and move forwards, because I'm a doer. I just want to do it. So it's hard for me to delegate. So I'm kind of learning these steps as I go along. But it can be frustrating to miss a few steps. But it's just realizing that it's going to take some time for you to actually help, be a driving force.
Yeah.
Because it takes obviously experience, and it takes time as well.
Yeah, definitely. I think we live in such a fast-paced world at the moment where everything's so quick. You mean you can change you can get the latest phone, and then 6 months later that phone's no longer the latest phone, and do you mean like everything's so fast where it's almost like our minds have been so in tune in that, where we want everything quick and fast as well.
Yeah, we want to be the immediate change.
Yeah.
We want to be the best person straight away, and then as soon as a problem arises, you want to be the solution like that. But things like, obviously, like we talked before, things like confidence, things like being a leader, things like teamwork.
It does take time.
Those social soft skills take time to develop. You can't just slap on a new strategy and it's done. It takes some time to grow and build that.
Yeah, and then our only recommendation would be not to compare yourself to anyone or any team. It's good to learn about leaders, obviously buy books on how to be great leaders, and any leaders you find inspiring, feel free to read their biographies and tips and whatever, but don't compare yourself and think, oh, actually, this guy's managed to lead 100 people by my age. There's no comparison, because we all live separate paths and we all got separate goals. So
there's 14-year-olds with YouTube channels which make millions of dollars and have production teams, and I'm not comparing myself to any of those, because everyone has a different journey. So you can be a great leader in just your time. If you just have confidence to think you're a great leader, you can just help drive people forward. It's all about what you put into how you inspire people, in a sense.
Yeah, totally.
So thanks for coming down, Curtis.
Thanks for having me.
So thank you for watching Maverrik Live. If you are looking to be a great leader, you're looking to grow your confidence, don't forget to check out the tips that Curtis has said. Get a few books in, see what leaders who inspire you, and just take some notes from them. And don't expect you to be a great leader straight away, and take the time to grow and build. So once again, thank you, Curtis, for coming down.
Thank you very much.
And we will see you on the next Maverrik Live.